Alright, welcome back to Bike Beat. Today we're talking about a motorcycle that feels like a calm, confident response to an industry that's been getting louder, sharper, and more extreme every year. This is the 2026 Honda GB750C, and if you've been craving a bike that blends classic design, modern engineering, and everyday usability without trying too hard, this one deserves your attention. The first thing that hits you with the GB750C is its presence. It doesn't shout. It doesn't overwhelm. Instead, it draws you in the more you look at it. The silhouette is unmistakably classic, with a long, sculpted fuel tank that flows naturally into a flat bench-style seat. The proportions feel just right, low, balanced, and grounded. There's no excess bodywork here, no sharp angles competing for attention. Everything feels intentional, as if Honda carefully removed anything that didn't serve the bike's core identity. The round LED headlight is a perfect example of how Honda blends old and new. From a distance, it looks like something straight out of a 1970s standard. Up close, the modern LED elements give it a crisp, premium feel. The same approach applies across the bike. Subtle chrome accents, brushed aluminum finishes, and high-quality paint options give the GB750C a refined look without tipping into retro gimmick territory. This is a bike that looks just as good parked outside a cafe as it does rolling down an open road. Honda's paint choices reinforce that timeless appeal. Instead of loud graphics, you get deep metallic hues, heritage-inspired colors, and understated pinstriping. These are finishes designed to age gracefully, not chase trends. Even after years of ownership, this bike will still look relevant, and that's a big part of its charm. Underneath the classic exterior is where the GB750C really shows its modern side. Power comes from a 750 cubic centimeters parallel twin engine designed with usability in mind. Honda didn't chase maximum horsepower figures here. Instead, they focused on smooth delivery, strong mid-range torque, and overall refinement. The result is an engine that feels alive without being aggressive, capable without being intimidating. From the moment you roll on the throttle, the bike responds in a predictable, linear way. There's no sudden surge, no abrupt jerkiness. Power builds smoothly, making the GB750C easy to manage in city traffic and deeply satisfying on open roads. It's the kind of engine that encourages relaxed riding but still has enough punch to put a smile on your face when you twist the grip a little harder. The mid-range is where this bike shines. Passing slower traffic, pulling out of corners, or accelerating onto the highway feels effortless. You don't need to constantly downshift to stay in the power band, and that makes the riding experience feel natural and stress-free. Honda's throttle mapping is dialed in perfectly, and the fueling is as smooth as you'd expect from a brand known for refinement. The exhaust note plays a subtle but important role in the overall experience. At idle, there's a low, steady pulse. Under acceleration, it deepens into a satisfying growl that feels appropriate for the bike's character. It's not loud or attention-seeking, but it has enough presence to remind you that you're riding something with real mechanical soul. On longer rides, that balanced sound becomes especially important, staying pleasant rather than fatiguing. Paired with the engine is a smooth 6-speed gearbox and a light, predictable clutch. Shifts are clean and precise, making stop-and-go riding easy and relaxed. Whether you're new to larger displacement bikes or an experienced rider looking for something calmer, the GB750C feels welcoming from the very first mile. Handling is another area where the bike's balanced philosophy really comes through. The steel tubular frame provides a solid, planted feel without adding unnecessary weight. The geometry is neutral, which means the bike doesn't feel twitchy or sluggish. Instead, it responds naturally to rider input, inspiring confidence almost immediately. The suspension setup stays true to the bike's classic aesthetic while delivering modern performance. Conventional front forks soak up bumps and uneven pavement without transmitting harsh feedback to the handlebars. In the rear, twin shocks maintain that traditional look while offering controlled damping and preload adjustment. The result is a ride that feels composed and comfortable, even on less than perfect roads. Lean the GB750C into a corner and it holds its line predictably. It's not a razor-sharp sport machine, but it doesn't need to be. This bike is all about flow. It encourages smooth lines, steady throttle control, and relaxed confidence. That makes it incredibly enjoyable on winding back roads, where the riding experience becomes more about rhythm than outright speed. Braking performance is exactly what you want from a modern Honda. Disc brakes front and rear with ABS provide strong, consistent stopping power. The feel at the lever is progressive, allowing for precise control whether you're slowing gently or braking hard in an emergency. Like many of the bike's features, the brakes do their job quietly and effectively, without demanding attention. Now let's talk about price, because this is where the GB750C becomes even more appealing. The 2026 Honda GB750C is expected to be priced between $8,500 and $9,000, depending on the market. That positions it competitively within the middleweight segment. Considering the quality of materials, the refinement of the engine, and Honda's reputation for reliability and low ownership costs, this price point feels justified and, in many ways, impressive. What truly sets the GB750C apart isn't a single feature or spec. It's the overall balance. This bike doesn't try to be the fastest or the flashiest. Instead, it focuses on delivering a complete, cohesive riding experience. It's a motorcycle that feels honest. One that rewards regular use and grows more enjoyable the longer you own it. In an era where many bikes feel like they're chasing extremes, the 2026 Honda GB750C stands out by staying grounded. It's stylish without being pretentious, capable without being overwhelming, and modern without losing its soul. This is the kind of motorcycle that reminds you why you fell in love with riding in the first place. That's our full take on the 2026 Honda GB750C here on BikeBeat. Let us know what you think. Is this the kind of bike you'd ride every day, customize into your own vision, or keep stock and enjoy as Honda intended? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and as always, ride safe, enjoy the road, and we'll see you in the next BikeBeat video. Ergonomics might be one of the GB750C's strongest selling points. The riding position is upright and neutral, with a slight forward lean that feels natural rather than sporty. The handlebars offer good leverage without feeling overly wide, and the foot pegs are positioned to keep your legs comfortable over long distances. The seat height is accessible, making this bike friendly to a wide range of riders. The seat itself deserves praise. It's well padded, supportive, and designed for real riding, not just short hops. Whether you're commuting daily or heading out for a weekend ride, the GB750C remains comfortable hour after hour. This is a bike you can genuinely live with. Honda also managed to integrate modern technology without disrupting the bike's classic vibe. The instrument cluster combines analog-inspired styling with a clean digital display. You get all the essential information. Speed, gear position, fuel level, trip data presented clearly and without clutter. Rider aids like traction control and selectable ride modes are included, but they're tuned to stay in the background, supporting the ride rather than dominating it. Versatility is another major strength of the GB750C. This is a true all-rounder. It's easy to ride in the city, stable on the highway, and enjoyable on twisty roads. Add a small windscreen and soft luggage, and it becomes a capable light touring machine. Strip it down, and it's a minimalist standard with classic appeal. The clean design and accessible layout also make it an excellent platform for customization, whether you're into cafe racers, scramblers, or subtle personal touches.